the next child of Abraham Isaac ono so ware ye no ne yere ntumi nwo but no de unlike ni papa ne yere ntumi wo no awan ko nyame ni mo ono pe ono na ne yere mani pe na kwan no Isaac de okonyame ni nyame boa ne yere na ne yere wo ye Isaac ba Jacob ono so ba ye no na okoni wo fa Laban nchen okoye djuma wo ho nti no pese o ware ni wo fa baba ko aye frɛ no Rachel oye djuma for 7 years akola ni ho that because that was the bride price na papa no Laban demand yese obeji fi friend is saying Jacob eche no odilia ena ma na ware in later na Isaac be discover your friend saying Jacob be discover say oba na ope na nyo no na ye dia man nti ya dada no nti osa jitu so be djuma for another 7 years into djuma for 14 years and san nisan kan Rachel na ope so ware no nti usha Rachel so no ono so no ontumi wo Leah na owo nkola dodo so me finance yo nti nipa na o introduce polygamy no ye hu clearly no Isaac.
You are watching the biggest, the largest, the highest, the greatest, the tallest, and the mightiest African spiritual platform. I'm always Queen Hadasha, call me Empress Makida. I am Labraska, the Sun Goddess. I am the world star number 8. Call me the Spear of Destiny. I welcome you people. Call me Nabo Legaya. Call me Jezeba, Anyen, everything. Mojedo. Maja to me. Every name, any name at all. Call me Boba. I will still respond. You know what I do here. I preach consciousness and me disperse baby I send you love and I send you peace. I welcome you to another episode. Today we are going to discuss, does God permit polygamy? That's the topic. We are going to have a beautiful conversation with one of our brothers. Let's welcome our guest for today. Papa mo akwaba Ediba Revelations platform kese so.
Yo, mejoso.
Great. And then your first time on this biggest platform, please kindly pay obeisance to my followers. I mean chia omo. Na introduce you wo fa kire yen. Who we are. So wo adofo ba ko mienu bi wo ho apesa wo chia omo akwanya e wo ho na wa chia omo.
Yo, me da say say mefa kwenya so na mada one kasa ase no adi nchia kese ama because my follow sa wejumi dey for so many years nti ejuma we are many age ho. I think it's very enlightening and the education be brave eba. When I was preparing to come, one of the things I have said to myself is that we no enye Kremofo platform enye Christopher plus or enya bosumsum for platform nti obi biara o hwe sejumedie bia no owo so ye kremoni oyo bosumsum ni anaso ye Christo ni no ba o miso no obenya ne chef aso ya de efrem nti no nyame nhira ogbo adwumaden na mechia this Revelation family for nyina because omo no mama platform no aye de wi a omo ne ho a me sure say anka yesu ye ne ho me din apostle DJF. Me a software me da asore friend Kingdom Priority Embassy ano me da say.
Yeah, we welcome you. You're more akwaba.
Me
just so you sofu.
Me pacha.
And I was obeka about what? Say nyame pene polygamy so.
Polygamy so ano pacha.
No na obeka.
Me pacha.
Okay, you're more akwaba.
Me just.
Jesus went through fasting. Why was Jesus fasting?
Okay, me da say. There are fasting ehu hia because a building with spirit, a building a ma usunsuma hondin. Inti Yesu bae no oye onipa and I say ye nyankopon. So a top no e sell to me a train nyaminim wa come training paibo mu so that what to me a position him to receive from the Lord. No we hu nyame ye so fasting ehu hia because one of the ways are eboa ye hu to communicate with God because God is a spirit. Into the more we hear carnal things no now one take spiritual exercises and be seriously no a be disconnect with communication with God. Into the fact yes be fasting no eboa no so that what to me are communicating with ejani ye.
And you are not or communicating, no, are building a spirit.
We are building a spirit.
God in human form.
Yes.
Communicating with the Father to build his spirit. That's why Jesus fasted.
Yes.
Why did he choose 40 days to fast?
Specifically in the Bible, and the reason here. So we cannot use that as a standard, say, we'll be here 40 days. No. Or no. Or Philly say in the spirit, or bet me na one day or one bet me I travel 40 days a year and now year. So I don't know the reason why, and I think the Bible have not stated the reason here. Yes, for 40 days or the year fasting. Okay,
40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness. Jesus also fasted for 40 days.
Yeah.
If we should go into the Bible, we see 40 days when Elijah was running away from Jezebel. That was what was also 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah.
Is there any particular or any mystery about this 40?
Personally, I have not come across any mystery about it. But Niamenim say fasting, the more we year long way no, the more a build you.
No, I'm done with the fasting part. But I'm talking about that 40 days, 40 days, 40 days. It's plenty in the Bible.
Yeah.
So I want to know why 40 days in the wilderness, 40 days, 40 days. Is any mystery about the word 40 in the Bible?
Personally, I don't think so. I've not come across any mystery around it. I don't know the reason why they chose 40 days, and I mean any mystery attached to it until I'm here 40 days. Yeah.
Okay. You are watching the biggest and the largest. So now you are coming to talk about polygamy.
Sure.
Tell me a bit about divorce.
Okay. Divorce, it happens when somebody marries. Now, or nyama be entry now face on to me into a marriage relationship neso. Now you know what then what chini we fi our home. And there are a lot of things that leads to divorce. Now some of the things that leads to divorce are things I believe that it could be solved, but instead of keeping the marriage into nipa no person or divorce. And personally the Bible permits divorce.
The Bible permits
yes,
divorce. Can you
yes.
quote it for us? I mean, teach us.
Yes, the Bible permits divorce because you only say, okay, in the book of Matthew now, obi the divorce asem echo Yesu nchen. And no catch any same fit as an entisa, but mwaso odin intina abeyesa. Intino divorce or Bible mo. But that is not the will of God.
So God does not approve divorce.
No, it's in the Bible. Anytime you use the word, man use God because say me see God and I say no why but the nyama na Bible mo no enye ni nyina na ye Nyankopon ne numasem.
Oh, okay.
Ebi wa ye nipa numasem, ebi wa Nyankopon numasem, ebi wo so a obonsam ne numasem.
Okay.
Into the Bible permit it, but God nyame anhihye ne say divorce in war.
So if someone tell us say o nyame no can say on divorce here, what do we tell that person? How do we look at that person? Where do we place that person?
Well, ono no say nyame say. So personally there me ni hona nyame kasa asasem the
no, we are talking about things that you feel what can say enye Bible mu but enye nyame ne permit ye.
Yes.
Nti you are here as a pastor.
Yeah.
We want to know if God can tell someone, the God that you know and believe,
yeah,
can tell someone that go and divorce.
Well, in the Bible there is somebody nyame catch me say on divorcee. Prophet, one of the prophets nyame can say on divorcee. Ni nyina symbolism a opese omuhu nia Israel any ono Nyankopon omo ne tena. So God told somebody in the Bible to divorce.
Who was that?
Prophet Isaiah. Either Isaiah or Jeremiah, one of them, God told them to divorce. So that the real Israel for it was a symbolism or the portrait
it means to them. God also know what divorce is.
Yes.
And he can permit people to divorce.
Yes.
Until God is part of divorce. So if God can permit people to divorce, it means he's part of it.
No, okay, well, once Nyankopon there on your open no year. Until he can tell somebody to divorce, but this particular person now was seeing nyame on divorce I am not trying to say enukra na enukra no can asem, but when we meet God, we are talking about God, and you were a pastor. Yes.
If you don't know God, you won't come and tell us here that God is not part of polygamy. God so when we are asking you about divorce, you should be able to answer.
No, I'm answering. God deals with us individually.
So he can tell people to divorce.
Good.
Because they open
Good. Okay. That's it.
And I am telling you, God is part of divorce. but he decides say Maame Grace wo dey divorce wo dey eku eme ginemu na embro na nwuwo ni nyina aye nyame according to said on wo and obema esi so am I correct?
According to I didn't left and right in the sense obi wo marriage relationship mo ebi wa nyame na obeka say divorce wo na bema no obu or twe so sikan. You don't need to be in that.
We are not talking about nyame. The nyame permit.
So if the person is facing abuse, if the person is facing abuse, now or jawari, the person cannot claim say nyame no so on jawari. Ono na dwum betimi aka che no. So on jawari obetimi aka say nyame na say. But if you are in the marriage and there is no abuse, I mean, why would you want to divorce it? Divorce the person. If our really cause year, nyankopon can just say jai. That's what I believe.
That's what I'm saying. I'm making it very simple for you.
Okay.
Say chese say nya nyamecha wo ho na wanimu ye harea. Obetumi aka cho say main divorce tinemu according to you. Ohwe wo so na wanimu ye nyam obetumi aka cho say divorce and go. Is that what you are saying?
I'm finding it difficult to understand your points because of some of the words now uchusuno.
Choose it well and put it right.
I am saying that in the case of the prophet the Israelites were being unfaithful to God. And nyame catch and say on demonstrate side no so the mo asitena omuni or no nyametena. In the case of Nipa na example now we no I don't know the thing that triggered it I also Nyankopon say on divorce and as or the other way around. And apart from that,
a very simple question.
Apart from that, na esi no ebi nsi o Bible musa die. Into no what we do in theology, what we do is that they know enya dey to so we don't use it as doctrine. Bakupe nesi.
I understand you. I'm asking a very simple question for the public.
Okay.
Because now that is the new trend. Onyankopon na say mean divorce. Onyankopon na say mean divorce. Now you are here coming to tell us that God does not or is not part of polygamy. So we want to straighten that part before we come here. Okay. So can God be part of divorce? Can God tell someone to go and divorce? What am I saying?
Yeah, Matuase. So I still stand by my explanation and the man say God doesn't permit divorce. But there are some situations being more God will not nyame Emma will be a divorcing to tell a story.
So Nikura is saying means God can permit someone to divorce.
Yes.
And he can permit others to stay in it.
Yes.
Is that not it? Today when am I round.
Okay.
Yeah, in the round. Your topic is does God permit polygamy? What is polygamy?
Okay. Polygamy is when a man marries more than one wife. Or ware oba ana ma ebro bakwa and a polygamy ware do draw. So that is basically what polygamy is.
How would you say this is marriage? Make it straight for us.
Okay, marriage is when a man, I'm choosing the word man, when a man sees a friend is saying oba bia opeso ware no na odi wakohu oba no nebusuafo na waye oba ne ho ade ediama ebusuafo na waje oba na betina one nete no. That is marriage in the sight of God. Okay.
But so new nkrofo wo there eno there we don't call it marriage.
We don't call it marriage.
But eno dey obetumi ni oma wo sa.
Oh, eno so no that is not the right way to go. That is not the prescribed way. Nkrofo ye there benye kwen papa no enye no.
Yo, into does God permit polygamy? That's your topic.
Yes. Okay, me da asibio na mechi obi a o share dwumedie we bio. God, the straight answer is no. God doesn't permit polygamy. Polygamy is man's invention. Eye nipa ene di baye, eye nyankopon ene di baye. Reason being that nyame bo nipa no oma no akwenya ana mandate say nipa onwu non dorencha asase soma. So if God wanted, my point is that if God wanted nipa bema say onware emadudua enka, the best thing God should have done was that obebo emma baby at 10 50 20 the amount bani say oneninda na onwo na nkola no endorse now to make the repopulation and replenishing of the earth no enko faster. But God never did that. Nyame anyesa oba bakupe enedima your friend is saying bema no say one no enyesa. So God doesn't permit polygamy. And the word polygamy, no, you will not see it in the Bible, but a practice, no, and a coiny word, ediama, our redonia conis our word, ediama. So God doesn't permit polygamy, a man's invention, because there was no way Adam could have repopulated the world without having sex and sleeping with a woman, to impregnate the woman to give birth. So for Adam to do that, to fulfill nyamini mandate, now their man no, ese oni obatna, ese obanenyim, ese obane to me wu. That is how I want to asunu bet me spread na that me aye nya nyankopon the mandate na nyame ama Adam no.
Enti sese no.
Yeah.
How would the earth be filled, like you said, with just these two people?
Well, the earth will be filled by producing. Wow. By reproduction.
The earth will be filled.
Yes.
Nti nyankopon opene enuanom ne enuanom aware so.
Well, like I've said, no, there are certain things that Edru baby no Bible na okay Bible do baby you will not see anything like insects and enuanom warrior. But obe hu say even Abraham ebe ware no okonechi obe ware ma ni ba Isaac no osuma so mo konechi nkope yere nye den embre no. So a family marriage by nye insect.
How do we get family from one man and one wife? How do we get families out of them?
Yes. There are certain questions that we cannot answer. Questions be why no I nipa no yen to me answer.
So why then do we talk about it?
We have to keep talking about it so that we finding answers to them.
Can you find answer to a problem you have no idea about? How do you find answers? 1 + 1 answer is 2. If you don't know 1 + what, how do you give answers?
Okay,
how?
so what you have just said, any logic.
Now they all can hear day.
No, any logic. But
maybe they logic. Also, they day.
No, 1 + 1. No, and the Obian is 1 + 1 a 2. So Obian is 1 + 1 a 2. But in the case of marriage issues, any divorce issue, there are certain things that Bible now it has not been recorded in it.
So that where was it recorded?
No, it's not recorded. And they are recorded so that we can use it as a template to live our life.
Since there are questions you cannot answer, treat your topic and let's move. Does God permit polygamy? Treat it.
Okay, me that's it. Like the introduction about polygamy, I was saying, say polygamy is when Bema worry more than one wife.
I know they are watching.
And I'm saying that God doesn't permit it. The reason why God the entire say nyame unpermitting is simply say nyame ushe covenant fathers na Adam or worry baku. Ufi Adama, the next person Noah no baku Noah or worry no baku ni owu baku no or worry baku no or wunkola miensa Shem Ham Japheth almost baku. So during the flood time, when they were going into the ark, obia de ne yere ena e de call here. So that generation no wickedness by na nyame YP that entire generation. The next people in line to continue Adam ni mandate Noah ne man. They had only one wife. After that, ena Abraham no more eba into the system. Abraham worry baku. But what happened was that ne yere barren into ontume ena ni through ni yere no ni advice no okofa one of the maid servants Haggai otin nchen ena oni ne die but ono no wu ye. But later no ni yere ebenyin ye and all here. So the point is that say polygamy right what Abraham did and he said oh fani yirechi into no so wrong or fani yirechi wrong. So what happened is that Abraham ba Isaac ono so be ware ye no ni yere ntumi wo but ono de obompaye na nyame bie ni yere na wodi into ni yere tumi enyin wo ye. Abraham ba into Isaac ware back into my late foundation say all the covenant fathers one nipa obey polygamy aye hu pa Abraham ni grandson.
Who gives children?
It's God that gives children.
It's God that gives children.
Sure.
But he hates polygamy.
Sure.
So God saw Abraham fornicating with another person and gave that person a child. Is that correct?
Sure.
How is this?
Nyame ne maba.
And a baby are on peno. koso wo ho no de e ba koto ho. Is God okay in the head?
Okay, so you see that some say obi ye bibi nche se nyame wa approve.
I'm asking a very simple small question. Nyame ompe ade a Abraham ne ye oni ho. Onyame so no maba. Nti so ode ba koto baby a ompe no ho ne ye pese ye te ase.
Nyame wa create your system not all. Nyame bo nipa no onim say sex eba akola bebim. Nti nyame ayesa ne ma na to de dada. E ti say ne ma ba o studio ha. There are things that you have put in place already. Into bibia oba ra bia no nim say oba be ye showy. Say this onye guess bia oba ba ha bia no onim say oba be ye showy. In the same way say oba any bema ehia na ebe pie frame no eye akola
ne bia oba ba ha bia oba ye showy. Onipa ne be ye showy. Oba say how many hours a wotena say na me buy.
Sure.
Me buy answer show ni happen ye. Ti say wo si nyame na ema eba. We can sleep and God can decide say ha me mfa ba nto ho. So example now man the source. Do you get it? Because this show you can be a guest, you will come. If I don't come, the show will not run. You see how many hours you were waiting for me?
Yeah.
So if you use that as an example, does it add up to you?
Well, it may be a weak example I've given there, but I'm trying to say nyame ne maba. Nyame ene maba. So a woman say like you are saying no, a woman say onji winning to mother no dia kola ne hye yankopon yim mame ni yim. That is why you cannot understand God.
Please continue. Does God permit polygamy?
Very well. It's the next child of Abraham, Isaac, ono so ware ye no ne yere ntumi nwo. But no dey unlike ni papa ni yere ntumi wo no, awan ko nyame ni mo ono pe ono na ni yere mani pe na kwan no. Isaac dey okonyame ni nyame boa na yere na ne yere wo ye. Isaac ba Jacob ono so ba ye no na okoni wofa Laban nchen okoye djuma wo ho. Nti no pese o ware ni wofa babako aye frɛ no Rachel oye djuma for 7 years. Akola ne ho that because that was the bride price na papa no Laban demand yes obeji fi friend saying Jacob eche no odilia ene ma na ware. In later na Isaac be discover your friend saying Jacob be discover say oba na ope na nyon no na ye dia man nti ya dada no nti osa jitu so be djuma for another 7 years into djuma for 14 years and san nisan kan Rachel na ope so ware no nti usha Rachel so no ono so no ontumi wo Leah na owu nkola dodo so me finance yo nti nipa na o introduce polygamy no ye hu clearly no Isaac but ushemu ya you realize that God did not approve of ni polygamy nti Leah ni mano oba Israel mo ade me no very important the priesthood and the messianic reign baby ahindian be pie free aba be na baby ajinkwan be pie free aba. So it was the children of Leah and nyame choose here to do to bring the Messiah and then to bring the kingship to them. And so no polygamy became more in the era of kings. In the era of kings no abra Odifo Samuel obenyi no nemano India sempa. They were not practicing justice, and they were practicing corruption and things that the people didn't like. So the people went to God and they went to the prophet Samuel. No can say, my Yohini said there other nations no were king. But prior to that, no, now the people of God no omuni Yohini. God was practicing the friend theocracy. Theocracy is no obechusu prophet. Inti na nyampeso o kambia no o catch a prophet no na prophet no akachomo na wachusu judges na judges ni so no obi ni nya problem na ma be di omontema asem but essence say nkrofo no hu they were the gentile world omo practicing omo kingship no they were also want it in the Abraham odifo no and odifo no di asem ni ko nyame nim na Yakobon ka cha ne say ni nkrofo na bisa no ye ma wo enye wu na omapo by me asafrade no mapo me inti mo hini na mo tell them the manner of the king oba be wari bebre they were other worldly gentle world kings you know obe wari bebre inti uhwemu a David or wari bebre your friend is saying Solomon ewarebe free hokono all the kings that came to rule in Israel no omu warebe bre into no it was not God's nenye nyamini pese awaredodo embra but nkrofo no choose they want to behave like the Gentile world, and he told them if you want to behave like the Gentile world, then the king that will come and reign over you he will behave like sir nkrofo.
So if people seek to have a king, they are practicing the Gentile world. Is that correct?
No, that is not what I'm trying to say. We are talking in the context of marriage.
So that's what I'm saying.
Me example, okay, my one say na membra.
What I want to understand is before nkrofo no mbehwehwe ombesi ohene wo moso no, now they are not going through all this polygamous thing. So omo ka so omo pohene ne na Nyankopon ka kire omo say mo omo ntiase according to you.
Sure.
Mo omo ntiase so ohene no omo pese omo si omo so no ohene ne beba be ware bebre. Obaba be say ene ma David ni Solomon no, am I correct? So me bisa say nkrofo no esi ohene wo omo so no na polygamy be wura omo just like Nyame ka kire omo ana.
Na niemba ma ebe na ewo ho kakra se makoti Leah ni Jacob dia my example but niema abeye more no
enti na mi bisa se enti de be establish that polygamous thing
sure.
Eye nipa omo share ohinisi omo so
sure.
Is that correct?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Was so Jesus a king?
Jesus is a king, but he didn't have a kingdom like the way our earthly kingdom system needs here. Or better now city so he near or the assembly. No, he didn't become a king like that, but he's a king, but the king of kings.
The king of kings.
Yes.
Can someone be a king without a kingdom?
Jesus has a kingdom.
You said Jesus doesn't have a kingdom. Papa, you continue with your topic. Does God permit polygamy? I won't ask anything. Continue.
No, you can still ask questions.
Don't worry, you continue and kill it.
Okay, so like where I ended was that in the era of the kings no enema polygamy no abeye bebre into we said David or ware bebre, Solomon or ware bebre, and other people ware bebre. But the point I want to forcefully push across is this: Ushe Bible template now that was not a Nyamide template. No, polygamy was not part of it. But yen nipa na abe inventi polygamy ye practice. But yen shen susuansua ediba. So this is how we study the word of God. Say who may be on Nyame asem a ye hwe say nkrofo no mo ya ade no omo ye na wi omo sen Solomon ni David omo ware dodro no what happened?
But are these people not people you people have made icons in your books?
We have made them okay nipe bia there are positive of people. Ni obi ye bibi na say positive woman over the positive aspect no. Now negatives no. Wow. So when somebody travels a road who say a kwan or two a kwan on nam so no e ko see ni here na say see ni here you don't have to follow that road with the person but e ko see ni here you follow so you pick nioma na ebeboa ebe tumi ama woni wabrabo asasi so no ebe we pay so you don't earn like them like Solomon the example me born e no ewie no obedane busumsum ni okoye nioma obmani finyame akwan because man dani ne kuma. He even went ahead and married the daughters of a friend is saying fetish people and also say shrines they'll
go into the polygamy, how deadly it is, and then put everything across like finalize it and let people understand why God does not permit it and how they should run or how they should stay away, the consequences that will come upon them. But if somebody sleeps with people and he comes to marry, that one it will not be held against him.
And no fornication.
The only one die na and son obey Christ ni worry. Say no there nothing will hold against you.
No, you see the issue near kan na ohwemu ya sex. Sex is not evil. Sex is a good thing. Nyame no about sex the papa. I even tell the people in our church that if you have sex in the confines of the marriage bed, God doesn't have any problem with you. I even jokingly tell them you can be on top of your wife and be binding Satan and he will obey. You speak in tongues and God will answer. There is no sin when it comes to sex. But it is only when you are doing it outside the marriage bed. One year no the legal the prescribed way no one fast one year and they are wrong. So fornication totally wrong.
Into the American said, so one worry a virgin. You also tested it somewhere
but before. But virgin.
Now we are virgin.
Me virgin.
That you was some near Kenya or Bana or what to think of for the unknown virgin worry. So what I'm asking is that the one you tested before you got your virgin to marry, you were using them as rehearsals or samples. What happened to you, the men who do these things with people and you finish and you go and marry virgins? They are matete, I don't know. Yes. No, is there any consequence or is for free because you were not in Christ? You had not married before you were doing all those things. What are the consequences for you people?
This is a very important question. Adebi obeye biano ubenya sunsuso. Sleeping with ladies and not guys is not the best to do. That is not the ways of God. Ubiwa nyame ambe mo obetimi ko fire and at the end of the day so no one ko fire ebetumi di how be e dia brew. Sleeping or fornication no, it has negative things because only obi da obi bia ko rani panemu. That is why even in the law of Moses no, you see say obi any ekotu obi amuna, I don't know how to say it, obi ko rape obi a yen forces abema no nye no wade because sex is what consummates marriage. So the moment you sleep with somebody, you have had sex with the person.
So that's what I'm asking. So those you slept with before getting married, you were not married, so it will not be held against you, or it's for free, not only you, all the guys. Do you get the question?
I get the question. I'm saying that one way or the other, because it is not the prescribed ways. And yes, that is why I'm encouraging that we need to go according to God's way. Ebia obi share say jumedie. Assembly makers say, those days when I was living that life, do I have this knowledge? No. It's ebia, I believe that somebody could also be living the same life. Only sa nimdieno.
Okay, you will summarize it, but let me ask this. I didn't want to ask you anything. Jesus' father was what? Who? What's the name? Is it
Joseph?
Joseph.
Yeah.
Are you aware that Joseph was married before Mary was betrothed to him? Are you aware or you are not?
I'm not aware.
You are not aware. Okay, then let's leave it. Summarize your topic and give your advice to the public and then add your social media handles. Okay,
thank you. So in summary, I want to state once again that polygamy has its consequences. People argue that when we come to Africa, polygamous people. But marriage is not an African concept. People also say that a broni nedi one man, one wife buy marriage enye broni ni concept. Eyo nyankopon ni concept. Esan say nyankopon concept into no. Template na nyame dia to no. That is what I believe that we have to follow. Yen follow ni abroni eka. Nse ni abroni eka no enye ni enye nyame asema yendi so. Ena ni African for ye eka no enye nyame asema ense say yendi so. So we just need to follow ni anyame dia to ho no eno na ebeboa. Ena ni enti a obi pese o worry more than one no. Nipedua we dey upper last. So if you are not able to tame the flesh, it will lead you, it will be craving for more things. So one of the ways ebeboa obi a o share so adwumedi ebeboa you can tame you can stay on the track is to learn to crucify the flesh, to tame the flesh, then you can be able to stick to one wife or stick to one partner. Na ebani sana ubehu say usu wasumbeju. There are so many people who say oba bema ware bakwa owuntem inte so or having multiple wives, and I say sika obetumi agi obetumi ware bia kan ho. Well, that is the mind of nipa you know. I don't fault you and I mean condemn you, but me no ni minima nyame asem ekere ni say nipa bia no eso ware bako.
Yo, your social media handles and the rest.
Yo, my social media handle no Facebook Kingdom Priority Embassy, TikTok Kingdom Priority Embassy, and your friend is saying YouTube so Kingdom Priority Embassy.
Yo, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Abusia, see bisa so for no questions ana mubuafu. nti se nya na ebe no ebi se ni so a ne eja ne sa na ye nyina ye de akwa adwendwen ni akwadwen waware mienu de omo se enye ena me am not even na me meti we be ware na akwaware bi aka ho ase wewu nti eno me support it, but the way they put it is also a problem. But where to a wise is in Abokobi makram